But the ever colourful Peter Wright. These are rather colourful. I was telling you earlier on, Rob, been doing a lot of painting at home at the moment. I've let my grandson Harry help me, and it looks a bit like Peter's outfit, to be quite honest. We had a bit of fun with the paints. But no, Peter is. But Darren has been playing extremely well over the last few months. He really has stepped his game up. And the only thing that he lacks in his game is hitting.
James Wade. No disgrace that, I suppose. But he had a good run in qualifying as well, beating Andrew Gilding in the final round. And Gilding himself has had his moments in Europe this year as well. So Darren Johnson on the stage and facing up to the prospect of Peter Wright firing the first 180 of the match. And that is exactly what, in a pulsating and yet a bizarre match of darts, Smith was 4-0 up. But Norris completely turned the game on its head. It went to a decider, and Norris finished the job. 3 180s in total. As Peter Wright finishes the job here in the opening leg, he has the early break and the number 3 seed.
He's doubles under pressure, and that's proven up until now.
Well, he'll have to improve on that and eradicate that problem, because he finds himself 3-0 down. 20 dart leg for Peter Wright, but it doesn't matter. Norris had an 11 dart leg against Michael Smith as well. The 16 dart leg he had as well in that match. He did have an opportunity for an 11 dart finish. Johnson's lost his way here, but that's a good recovery. Could do with another of those. Ooh, it's on the floor. Winner of this, by the way, will face Benito van der Pas in the last 16 tomorrow. 41. And next on stage, we've got the rematch between Simon Whitlock and Rabi John Rodriguez, who met in Mulheim last week. Rodriguez thrashing the Wizards 6-1.
100. Yes, I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think Simon is going to step up to the plate this evening.
Well, I hope he does.
I think he'll beat Rabi tonight.
83.
But Darren Johnson at the moment on under a 70 average, and he has been playing very well just lately, so this is a very big surprise that he's just lost his shape, his form, everything at the moment, and making it very easy for Peter Wright to take a 3-0 lead and possibly a 4-0 lead.
140. Peter, you require 137. 57.
Well, Peter Wright's the favourite here to hold his throw.
49. Peter, you require
It's just not happening for Darren Johnson at the moment.
5 successive visits without scoring more than 100. Tops he wants for a 4-0 lead.
Game showing the full flag.
Peter Wright is now 2 legs away from a meeting with Benito van der Pas tomorrow. And Darren Johnson might already be thinking about the qualifiers for the final European Tour event of the year at Sindelfingen in October. The qualifiers taking place fairly swiftly as well, I think.
Next week in Barnsley, next Friday, is the qualifiers.
Sooner than I thought, yeah.
Yes, we've got a tour event in Barnsley for the Saturday and Sunday. You normally try to put them on a Friday night so the players are already there. And then it's a tough field to get through as well on the British side. Well, there's 20 places. Normally, if you get a bye, you have to play 2 games, but those 2 games are against top tough tour card holders.
And when you look at the names who haven't made it through, or sometimes don't make it through on a European Tour weekend, it just illustrates how difficult it can be.
Yes, it's essential to stay in that top 16. As Barney's found out, although he's qualified for last week and this week, it is actually travelling to those qualifiers.
59.
You know, can be the problem for a lot of players, especially the European side of things. Well, this is better from Johnson.
125.
So Johnson
78. They only require 156.
with a cushion here. Won't finish now.
40.
Well, he could have done without that. Peter Wright here posting a big tally will put him in pole position to win a fifth leg. After the Whitlock-Rodriguez match, we've got Klassen against Pallet. That will be a good one to watch out for. Van der Voort against Hamilton, Bunsing against Van Barneveld, and Van Gerwen against Huybrechts.
80. Peter require 144.
Well, Johnson should and perhaps will get 3 darts at double 18, but he made a hash of it last time, or he made a hash of his double opportunities last time.
128.
Yes, he needs to clean this up, get a leg on the board.
Yeah, he hit double 4 last time he was on double 18, didn't he? And never really recovered, but he's found it this time. And Darren Johnson has avoided the whitewash.
Game on.
So
100.
can he do what Alan Norris did against Peter Wright? It's sorry, against Michael Smith. It's a very, very tall order.
It's probably frustrating for Darren because he knows that Peter Wright's not playing very well, and yet he's not doing anything about it. You know, when Peter Wright or any of these top seeds, you know, only firing in under an 84 average, you've got to beat them, because if they start firing, then it obviously makes it a lot harder. And Darren will know that, you know, there we have the averages.
68 is just nowhere near,
no,
but when Wright's firing in 84, it's not anything special.
No, and I can assure you Darren Johnson's a far better player than this, but it's like we talk about so often, a bad day at the office, and it's frustrating, it's annoying, we've all been there. You know, it doesn't matter how they go in the practice room. You can be absolutely playing brilliant in the practice room, and all of a sudden step up there and it doesn't work. But it can work the other way. You can be pretty atrocious in the practice room, and you step up there and it works. So swings and roundabouts, but certainly it's not working for Darren at the moment.
So a potential 14 dart lay for Peter Wright.
60.
And he will have 6 darts from here. Could well do it in 2. Double 18. Double 9 instead now.
87.
Well, no need to panic just yet for Peter Wright.
65.
No, Darren Johnson's just not pressurising Peter Wright at all. Even when he's missing doubles, Johnson's still not close enough to do anything about it. All over 120. Shanghai shot. All the 20s.
Concern for Wright though, 4 from 15 on his doubles now. He'll have to improve on that for tomorrow, assuming he wins this one and gets through.
60. Peter require 8. Game showing of 6 leg.
19 dart leg this time.
7th leg Darren at front first. Game on.
Well, he's not playing well, but he leads 5-1. I think Kevin Painter would have fancied his chances against either of these two as well, the way he played. We said it before about the random nature of the draw and the look of the draw, effectively.
Yeah, but people only talk about when they get a bad draw. They never talk about when they get a good draw, Rob.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
You know, in any sport, we're all the same. We've all done it. And it's just that you have to take advantage of the good draw. No game is easy, but there are easier draws.
97.
And then when you get a bad draw, you've still got to step up to the plate and play at the top of your game. Especially like here, when Peter Wright is nowhere near what he's been playing for the last 2 or 3 years. Mind you, Darren Johnson's playing nowhere near his potential.
No, he's not really done himself justice here.
That's
what I like.
If he loses, he'll walk off there and say, you know, I should be beating Peter Wright when he's playing that bad.
Well, I ran out 40.
Single 19. He's one of 3.
133.
That was a superb last
They're in
start.
the required 130.
Well, I was going to say he may get a dart on the bullseye with the third dart, but he's not going to achieve that now. So
40.
Peter Wright on 46
They're
steps up.
required 46.
He'll just want to finish this and get off the stage.
Absolutely, the finishing line is in sight now. Double 16, then 2 cracks at it for a 6-1 win. And a place in the last 16.
14.
Not there yet.
They're in the required 90.
And again on 130, the first dart went in the 1, and although he's going to get a dart at double 16 here.
Just double checking with Russ Bray that it's double 16 he needs.
Game shot.
He's pulled it out of the bag. Well, we go on.
Darren Johnson. I think Peter to throw first.
Well, it's a perfect example there. If you've got an element of doubt in your head, just ask.
Take your time. Compose yourself.
Well, we see Brendan Dolan come back from being 5-1 down to Mark Walsh this afternoon.
That was another astonishing fight back. The Norris fight back, the Dolan fight back in particular. Got to be careful what I say here, but I've never seen the mood of a woman change so quickly as Dolan's wife this afternoon.
I did mention it to her, and she was quite embarrassed.
Yes,
it was.
I mean, she was slumped in a seat, wasn't she? And she looked absolutely distraught with what was going on. And then, by the time the final dart went in, she was leaping around like a salmon.
121.
The thing about the spectators, your supporters and your family, they can't do anything about it. They can't help you throw the darts. And so they actually go through it more than what the player does.
Just to remind you of the players who've already secured their place in the last 16 tomorrow. And we'll just see if Wright can take this out. He's found the treble 20 with his first dart. Needs 41 remaining, so the 9 sets up double 16 next time around. Van der Pas is through, Justin Pipe, Dave Chisnell, Terry Jenkins, Brendan Dolan, as we said, Robert Thornton, Kim Hybrex, Ian White, Mervyn King. And the only unseeded player through so far to tomorrow's action, Alan Norris, and Peter Wright will be joining that lot in round 3 tomorrow. The number 3 seed eventually getting over the line. He was far from his best this evening, it has to be said, but he's beaten Darren Johnson by 6 legs to 2. And it's the Scotsman who goes through to face Benito van der Pas tomorrow afternoon. Certainly a lot of room for improvement for Peter Wright, but he won't care about that right now. We'll hear from him very shortly with Ella Mapolka. Just a reminder once again, up next the rematch of Simon Whitlock and Rabbi John Rodriguez.
Die Nummer 3 der Setzliste bleibt im Turnier. Ihn erleben wir morgen dann am 3. und letzten Turniertag im Achtelfinale am Nachmittag. Und Darren Johnson, der sich so viel vorgenommen hatte, hat das nicht umsetzen können. Average von nur gut 70 Punkten, das reicht nicht, um die Nummer 4 der Welt zu bezwingen. Dennoch, Applaus für Dynamite Darren Johnson. That was Peter Wright.